Muffin, give me a second and we should be ready to go. Okay. Oh wait, I have the wrong thumbnail. Shit. Okay, 1 second. Oh, I forgot to up my output maybe. Crap. Okay, 1 second. Match creation, yada yada. We want this to be that one. We want to set this to MCQ plus. Oh, actually, I did that. That's dumbass. Mm, okay. Oh. I'm working on my RPG on Spacebattles. And then trying to finish up the roller for a month. Okay, there we go. Close that. It's done. Update that so I can actually have my backup at detection. Gods, I can't wait until. Oh, wait. Okay. Copy current address. I can't wait until I've got my docs sorted properly. So I've got I like finally get around to doing my new streamer bot replacement. Hey, maybe you'll be interested in that. Let's push this to table. Please. Then. Oh. Actually, that can go away. Woo. But yeah, I'm planning on doing a streamer bot replacement, which should be able to do like automations and stuff, as well as like hook into OBS a little bit better. Because there's some things I don't like about the way streamer bot is handled that I'd like to be able to replace. Vote. Hang on to update that. Yes, no, so StreamerBot is a local StreamerBot. So StreamerBot is this automation platform for streaming. Like, they do integrations into Twitch and YouTube and all the other stuff. It can get incoming messages, it can like do all sorts of stuff there. But there's some issues I have with StreamerBot, which mainly surround the fact that I don't know, it's like a couple of things that I'm not super happy with, but like in theory it's not a big deal and I can sort that out. But I just don't like it, so I'm going to make a replacement for myself. Also, the other thing is StreamerBot doesn't work on Linux. Like, you can do it through Wine or something, but I'd rather have a native option, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, sure. So let's take this URL here, right? This part is the domain. Well, technically, this is the domain, right? This is the domain. This is the so this is like kind of part of the URL, but it's for the purposes of DNS resolution, right? So when you go to go to a site, what happens is your computer first goes to your DNS, which could be Cloudflare or whatever else. I use Cloudflare, not because I really particularly like them, but because they're better than Google. And your computer will go ahead and say, hey, Cloudflare, where is the IP address for this? Which is forums.spacebattles.com. And if we look up like a DNS search, DNS lookup tool, yada yada, for google.com, you can see that it'll say that, hey, you've got these addresses for google.com. That says you can try these IP addresses and it will give you google.com, right? And I think you can do like, and then once you go here, go to this server, you will send a packet to it, right? And once you've got this packet, you can, like, for forums, it'll send you to a different IP address, or sometimes it's the same IP address but different port, or whatever else. But yeah, then it says, okay, this part is telling the site what to do, right? It's saying, okay, I'm at spacebattles.com. I want this information from spacebattles.com. Really, this part's different because this is handled on your browser, but sometimes it's handled in the site. Anyways, it says, okay, so this part, the website will handle it. Usually, it'll say that this is an example of PHP handling in this case. I don't know if it's actually PHP, it might be something else. But it's basically saying, okay, I want a thread that is mercenary clan quest. This one, technically, it's just this, right? Because in the server's backend, it takes out this part and returns the thread data for this, page 122, and then this is on your site. Scroll down to where the element with ID post yada 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 is at the top of the screen. And HTTPS is, of course, to use HTTPS, which means encrypt everything. So yeah, that's how URLs work. So the %20 means space. That's what it means. %20 means space. What this is an ASCII like breakout. So it's basically saying %20 is take the 20th ASCII or UTF-8 character. So if I look up a UTF-8 lookup table, right, and we scroll to 20, well, it's yeah, if you scroll to 20, it's a space. It's not actually 20, it's technically 16. No, what? No, it's not 16, it's 32. Right? Because it's a hex code. So it's saying 20 is space. And you can look up all of the letters for whatever you want UTF-8 to be. Usually on URLs, it's this. So yeah, that's what the %20 is. Like if I search Google like S space hello, and you look here, it says, I guess here it's space. Nah. What would be an appropriate one? Maybe Ecosia does it? Oh, right. Nope, they also do pluses. I'm gonna do slash. Yeah, here you can see it. So we've got a %2f, right? And if I go to that lookup table that I did earlier, UTF 8 lookup table, we saw here it is %2f, and if we scroll down to where it says 2f, we've got the slash, which this calls a solidus for some reason, but yeah, same difference. And the action in question is okay. Ampersand? Ugh. I mean, this is just because my job is computer science. I deal with this shit all the time. Right? Like, technically, when I make this and I have the download button, I use that encoding. It's called URL encoding, right? So if I open up the code for all of this, you will see that it is if I do what's it? It's I believe something like URL encode. Wait, URL encode. Yeah, encode a URI component. And I do test space hello. You can see it does that conversion for me. And that's how it works, because and it is UTF-8 apparently. It's not ASCII anymore. It used to be ASCII. Yeah. I believe it's called the Karat. No, it's not. What's the actual thing? the actual spelling. It is not the circumflex accent. Alright. Name of... I know it's carrot. There we go. That's the spelling. Yeah. Winner 1. Yeah. But it's a homophone, technically, because the name is... The spelling is different, but the name is the same. Yeah, I really should get TTS set up sometime soon. Well, StreamerBot has an option with SpeakerBot that does that. I'm probably just going to implement it in internally to my version of the bot, which will be probably some pass through to the Google Voice API, or I'll probably have a local option with I don't know, some text-to-speech AI model. Not like that particularly hard to find. I'll give it the option to do that, right? I'll have a customization that's basically like text-to-speech. Format the message like this. Here's some filters, yada 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 yada. And here's the, like, how do you want to handle it? So when you do, what do you call it, inspect, what you're looking at is the HTML code, right? So in your thing, it's breaking out the HTML code and saying this is this element that you've selected, BB wrapper, which means it's connecting all of this stuff, which, like, this is the element that holds all of this stuff, yada yada yada. And you get to look at your element, and then this is all of the styling, all the CSS that goes into making your element look the way it does. There's some console stuff occasionally, debugger for managing JavaScript, yada 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 yada. For large. Yep. I mean, it's not permanent, right? So I could go through and, like, select this, and then instead of saying, oh, what's this? Inspect. Here we go. So I can go here and say, potatoes. There we go. Updated. And it'll look like potatoes until I refresh the page. Which is why you should never trust screenshots of like any one-off screenshot of a website, because it is trivially easy to edit any of it. I can make your tweets look like anything, Muffin. Like if I look up Twitch. So if I look up your account and I look at your socials. Do you have socials? Oh, you don't actually have socials linked on your thing. Yeah. Also a bunch of other stuff, right? there's a lot of things you can do with that. Yeah. I could also just do it to your, like, About Me section and write whatever I want there. But, meh. Too lazy now. Yeah, totally. Like, I can grab... Let me grab the URL for this. So I can grab this, and then I can just say, hey... let me change the content of this to... Meatverse. Now, 32... Say, 30 is saying Meatverse AI slop. It is really easy to mess with stuff like that, which is why I do not believe anybody who shares screenshots, text messages, and, like, because you can also fake text messages super easily, which is why you should never trust text messages. And now, we have found out that you can fake photos super easily. So you should never trust photos online. Like, you used to be able to say, like, the reason why Pixar didn't happen was a saying on the internet for so long, is it used to be really, really difficult to properly fake images. Now, it is casually easy to do that. So you're fucked with images, you're fucked with video, you're fucked with basically anything else. So, you need to do, like, a lot of research. Yeah, Pixar didn't happen, was killed by friggin' all the image generation models. Right? So, we can't say, that's why, like, you should, unless you can find, like, enough corroborating sources from different people, right? Like, it's not, if you can find the same thing being said by both CNN, BBC, Fox News, and friggin' CNA, I guess, like whatever something else is overseas, then you can be moderately confident that it's true. But unless you have like that level of flexibility, like you can only really trust things that you have seen yourself, right? Even to us, like, you can kind of trust like a page that you visited, but even that's really easy to mess with, right? Like by certain people, but yeah, you can vaguely trust like a URL that you've gone to yourself, but that's basically it. Like, I don't like the fact that friggin' everyone's using QR codes, right? Because QR codes are a link that you can't see, which means that you can get absolutely screwed over by that. Like, most modern phones can do text scanning, which means that I'd love to just have your links out in the open, right? I can do www.immesequel.com/live, and my my camera will be able to read that, and it'll direct you to my stream, right? So you know where you're going with this, and you know if a link seems sketchy. So that's why I vastly prefer, like, it's built into my camera app. I don't need to go to Google Lens or whatever else. So it's why, like, QR codes are useful, but if you ever have a QR code for a link, That's sketch. Like, I understand that it looks better than just having the name there, and a lot of people don't realize that you can just scan the URLs now. But I vastly prefer scanning a written URL than a QR code. Normally, construction in the compound is done on an ad with people finding that with projects usually small enough that you can find few people who are free. Rope into an advantage. Most people having most of the here having some basic unfortunately the most recent projects are quickly growing beyond you can do beyond what you and people can do. The level of coordination. Yeah, it is really easy to fake messages. Enough coordination that dozens of people of that getting dozens together is so would take up like which leads you to and you go. So you need to given that you have to for this and are likely to have you start looking people who can help. Um um mm-mm. Uh, there are a few obvious options if you want to, especially among your existing administrators. Um, Ida is so has already proven quite capable of handling people, even after giving giving her some proper some authority. There should be simple and as an external her that could be um uh, chemical and also options if you want to. Cool. Yeah, I believe that would be something I would like. UW. How would that sound? Voice. Okay, text. Let's see. Wait, where's the old one? Wait, hold on. Can I do it through translate? Oh. Eh. It seems to go German. Oh wait, no, it's going German because I said it in German. Okay, it just starts going on about math after a little while. Yeah, it's not particularly interesting. It just starts reading out math symbols after a while. If you want to. Yeah. A lot of those will also not be read off as the names of those punctuations. They'll just be like trying to. No, you can just put it into Google Translate and have it read it out. A lot of TTS is just using the Google voice generation, so it'll come out to the same thing more or less. Himiko Hardcore, excellent. Or else want to keep if you want to avoid any issues. Yeah. Possible issues that might. And so, Frank, what I feel like you're new here. How have things been? Like, enjoying the stream so far? Ah, yeah. I see the first message notification. First time chat on Twitch. But yeah. But yeah. Nice to yeah. Nice to see you. It's nice to hear you. I'm currently just nice to meet you too, Frank. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and get this update done. It's gonna be work was messy-ish today. Thought something went well, and then it turns out that it didn't. Bad. Other than that, I am just might arise from. Might arise from. Your people not being with an outsider leading. And of course, there are. Of course, you could go with. They know the clan well enough to find someone. So I find people with the right, though they can Yeah. Then I just enjoy it. I enjoy this a lot more than other platforms. Mm, um, Kajun comes to mind. Although you especially with the conflict on the yeah. I think, like, for me, I think the main reason why I like forums more than a lot of other platforms, especially for it's the interaction, right? Yeah. You should see how long some things have been going. Like, take a look at this. This is the 28th thread in this series, and if you go back to the beginning, yeah, if you go back to the beginning of all of this, right, the first chapter in all of this, the first thread of all of this, it started like 15 years ago. God, it's just getting through the history of all of this is ages. Pi, omega, capital Pi, micro, or is it mu? But yeah, oh yeah, the first one's 2013. It is literally, um, what, 13 years ago? We're coming up close on the 13th anniversary of this one series. 13. I know you're getting old. You need to get used to it, man. You need to recognize your age. (2013), 2026. We're coming up on the 13th year anniversary of Xander Quest. And I don't even think that's the longest running quest on this forum. Casual comes from Horizon. It's basically a custom system. It's like inspired by the Sage Dice stuff. Oh, thank you for the follow. It's really nice of you. It's inspired by Sage Dice, which is inspired on CK2. Basically, the idea is that you have traits that give you dice. And then you have traits that give you like modifications to your dice pool. And then you roll all the dice, and then you have to beat a threshold. And the dice, major dice is you get that many dice added to your pool or subtracted from your pool depending on if the modifier is positive or negative. Minor dice adds a dice and then also drops a dice either from top or bottom, again, depending on positive negative modifier. And then you have a constant. And then I just have everything piped through a little script I wrote in Go. I have a little script that I wrote in Go that does all the math for me. and also gives me a distribution if I need it. Night. And yeah, I'm also working. I'm doing a 2xOA roller for some other stuff. Noise. Of course you can go with one of the elders. You don't sound well. That said, she is quite enjoying her semi at this point and pulling her in. Would not be so would be a little less polite. That's not to say that you don't. Still, you do ask around, and they are quite. So they are. So they are all. They all have time and playtime and to take on that. Say that position. Himiko would do better on more magically inclined, given her ties to much of the more magically invest lineages among the clan. And Rako would be more suited to more suited to A/N. This is get your vote. I'm running. Ignore my vote. Votes. Mostly to instruction of the like. Since he's not only familiar with the more physically inclined lineages, but also has plenty of contact among the would be happy to do some work as for in lieu of a portion of their even that said, formal position could be, especially if you plan to make such large-scale constructions a norm of your Now let's get the traits. We have air. Actually, I may add the air. We want to have not renown, not craftsmanship, not knowledge. I think it's just air that applies here. Anything under clan? I know this doesn't have a formal modifier, but I'm gonna give it give an extra 2 major dice for that because it is an applicable trait. Usually that would just mean people are viable for actions that they otherwise wouldn't be, but and we'll also do some comments. Also, I need to do like the last 3 weeks of finances. Like I'm supposed to, so every week I'm supposed to do a update on the finances, but I haven't done it in like I haven't done it in like 3 weeks, I think. I need to go through and like actually calculate out the wealth for all of that stuff. So messy. Wrong. .exe, applicable traits, yeah. And then we want to do... This is a fairly low one, so it's going to be about above 200? Let's say 250. But yeah, it's only 15 dice, so... And it's only 30 dice. So I can just do that. Roll in the open, because... Okay, 100... Roll that. Yep. And then we want to have... how should I do this? I'm gonna make it... two excellent options. Right. A magic projects lead and... Hey Zed, YouTube's still up for now, but it has crashed the last 2 days. So, heads up in case that happens. Ritsuka is, one is, one of your, one of Is commercial often works on and is among those who is approach by wealthy merchant and the like for the sorts of things that your plan is known. Bag storage, ceiling, ceiling chest, ceiling chest, ooh, what is this thing? Bags of Mutants and Masterminds. I've always wanted to play a game of Mutants and Masterminds, like a campaign of that, but I've never had the opportunity. Naturally. Fasteners, healing chest, enchanted, roll, yeah, I don't really have an issue with that. I remember when I tried to write a story using the Mutants and Mastermind system as a power system, and it was very confusing. Yeah. Holy soul. Sorted. All at she's made of the artifacts in her career. Has an excellent handle on managing magical projects. Any other say would you homebrew things slightly differently? Excellent handle on market. Uh, nice. But yeah. She's made 100. Yeah, I have a really bad habit of like not even really paying attention to the system beyond like broad generalities. I'm very much of the homebrew it. Let's say, if everything is homebrew, then it doesn't matter. Kind of school of thinking. So yeah, I tend to stick with like. She's slightly and she would be perfect to place on the KTC, especially since she's still at the task. So she's at the logistics behind the mass production of cars. She likes being able to refine your design. Like anti-memes are like creatures that you can't like remember or like can't be shared. I guess memes are units of communication. So like it's stuff that's like stuck in your mind and you can't share. Or is it stuff that you can't remember? You might even be able to refine your designs to make it easier for other people. Oh, so like opposition to existing memes. So that sense of anti-meme. Interesting. Oh. Isn't compulsion also just a meme in that case? Or it's more like good memes versus evil memes? Kind of. Or is it more like there are memes that empower you and then there are memes that affect you and like limit you? And that's how you make the division? Interesting. And when it comes to the Temple. She should be. She has already been looking into the old, the records, the catalog, in the family library, that predate the move to the Sony Valley. Those have some designs for religious paraphernalia that could be quite useful on that. The shrine in the shrine so the shrine has been experimented. Interesting. So basically, like, if you come too close to this mountain, you are compelled to push this boulder up it? Or are there multiple boulders that have different concepts, right? There's futility, and then maybe there is inevitability or frustration. And like different boulders that all have similar things to futility, that the mountain has gathered all of these different things that are like kind of related to being compelled to do something, and is making making anybody who gets close enough trapped in one of those tasks. There's some shit. Some of her initial exploration. And nice. Okay. That said, she isn't particularly good at working. For that, you have go in. These among you. He's been one of your plans, people. Working closely with the community on your recent architectural. By the way, Frank, have you considered exploring the differences between different languages when it comes to your memes? Because like the French and English words liberty mean very different things, right? The English liberty, especially in American English, translates to freedom to, is like closer to freedom to do this or pursue this, yada yada. Whereas the French liberté is closer to freedom from, as in the idea that other people can't stop you from doing stuff. It's like very similar, but there's an interesting difference where the American liberty is more about allowing people to do whatever they want, whereas the French liberty is stopping other people from like interfering with someone else's thing. And it's more like one is imposed on allowing the individual to do whatever they want, and the second one is imposed on society. Yeah. Yeah, but like the French liberty is imposed on society, saying society can't enforce any standard, right? People should be able to do whatever they want, but they can't make anybody else do what they want. Kind of situation. Yeah. Like if you're looking at memes and anti-memes as a thing to explore, you could look at like how different words or concepts are translated. Like the Russian language has like 5 different words that mean blue because they have like different connotations. They have 5 different words for like snow or something because they have different connotations for like things. Yeah. Because like it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. Technically Japanese doesn't really have like they kind of have a word for green now, but they used to not, because it was like I think Midori is interesting because a lot of other colors like Chairo is brown, but it literally means tea colored, and the Chairo is that, and then there's a couple of others, yeah. Yeah, and like, there's a lot of interesting ways that break down, like, which colors develop first and how that breaks out. One of clans people working closely with the Komachi endeavors. Or maybe like you could have certain memes be able to split into multiple different parts with different powers, and they're weaker like that, but they are like a mob encounter. By the way, what happens if a meme is defeated? Like a meme or an anti-meme is defeated in your world? Or maybe if a meme has a lot of different meanings in like different languages, you get a more power. So like that's a more powerful thing, or it has like multiple lives where it can take on different stages. He is not as interested in the magical aspect of things just yet. With architecture being something of a new avenue of exploration in the parts. So it's like the thing being quarantined has he's been looking to build up a solid Monday foundation and gain a true understanding of the impact on the implication and surrounding architecture. Adding like okay, let's take a look. Spin. Do I need to log into Pastebin to see this? That's fine. Okay, yeah, I can see it now. I need to do a stylus for this page. Moment. Yeah, I'll have to read it like off stream because it's gonna take a little while. But yeah, it does look quite interesting. Surround architecture. You have a feeling that he will do good work on the and perhaps the at least from the art side. Let me just show you something that I'm working on. This is the full code that I rewrote yesterday on a Sunday because I was getting frustrated with trying to troubleshoot why strings were not being properly communicated from this. And yeah, I'm doing a full migration to pure JavaScript because I am tired of dealing with that shit. Also, pure JavaScript is easier to run locally, so yay. Nah. It's still decently simple overall. But yeah, big benefit of this is you can just run it as a local file. If I'm to do that. Yeah. A lot of it, so a bunch of it did exist before, but I had to fully re-implement my random number generator. Oh, and actually, on the note of the random number generator, I actually went and did an analysis of how like the distribution of it all, and I picked up some pillows so that I can generate. Where is the .py file? Yeah, so that I can generate a full analysis plot. A full analysis plot that says that, hey, yes, this file is fairly evenly distributed. Because what this means is that, at least on the whole, across 1,000 by 1,000 grid, we're getting a good distribution of data. So yeah, it all looks pretty good. At least across 1 million samples. Across 2 million, actually it's across 2 million samples. Because I did a million lines, which each have 2, and it plots X and Y across these. I was just testing because I did like a fake Marsen twister before, and I wanted to do it semi-properly. So, okay, don't save that because I did a lot of changes on the other account. But yeah, I did a fake Marsen twister, so I just redid the whole twister. So I redid the whole random generator. And the idea is... actually need to get rid of that. That needs to go away. Bit of bookkeeping. Roll random perk. That also needs to go away because that is from the old. That is from so many iterations ago. Download save file. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong one. No wonder things were being weird. This is the one that I redid, which is the one with the. Yeah, but point is, I did a new random number generator that uses like 64-bit encoding and generates this with an appropriate level of randomness. Okay. Oh wait, no, I did an init value, which is what that was. But yeah. And all of this is now, it is validated enough for this, which is the roller that does all of this stuff. And eventually, I just need to no, I'm actually released on my website. So if you go to my website to musical.com/project/MOC, you get to this page, which talks about all of that. This needs to get updated, but you can click here, and the entire thing is available under Creative Commons CC BY, and you can use it completely for free. Just do attribution. You can use it for commercial purposes, whatever. And yeah, I'm updating this page. So I'm updating this. This is the old version that used WebAssembly. But I'm doing a full rebuild that puts everything into JavaScript and also allows for perks to have multiple dependencies so that they are way more viable. And yeah. Yep. And because of the pure JavaScript approach, you can just say the distribution of the previous versions is going to be super easy because I can just have it in, say, on the GitHub. I can just have I can just have a zip file that you download, and it'll just work out of the box. At least on, I think, both Chrome and Firefox should be able to do it. So yeah. I'm quite well acquainted with the with you to bring them into help. I've got a lot of options. But yeah, I'm also going to, I mentioned it earlier, I think, but I'm also going to be replacing StreamerBot with a custom setup. I feel like there's a big mistake that was made with StreamerBot that I really want to address, which is that StreamerBot acts like it's StreamerBot does not take advantage of the fact that it's super web friendly, and I want to be able to use that.